movie notes on Cinderella Man, 2005 film, 29 December 2024 viewing. I just finished viewing this today, Sunday, 29 December 2024. I'm Tanis Leonhardi, she, her, hers of Seattle. I'm Tanis Presley, she, her, hers of Graceland. I'm going to go through my movie notes for my Sunday, 29 December 2024 viewing of the 2005 film Cinderella Man, which is a biographical film about a married man with children who pursues competing in boxing for money for his family during a period of unusually high levels of unemployment in the 1930s. And I think this is East Coast. On screen, there at one point there was like Mount Vernon, New York, 1933. Okay, so there's some specifics for at least one of the screen grabs, so to speak. I think it was, I don't know if all of the children were portrayed in the movie or whatever, but daughter and two sons, to best as I can tell, was the number of the people portrayed in the movie. This is the movie. Yes. I think it's well done in terms of it's watchable. I think sometimes when things go back to like the 1920s and 1930s as a setting and real life stories, it's a kind of can be a hit or a miss, and this one I think does a good job of it's watchable. For my taste, it's watchable. And so the guy is married and has offspring, and he has work as a manual laborer of the type like loading, unloading stuff. So there's a physical component to it. So the translation of that work to boxing is, well, he's already lifting heavy stuff and that kind of thing down at the shipyard or whatever. So you can think of it as like his manual labor plays into his being fit enough to still pursue boxing. Right, versus if he had been like a typewriter or somebody painting dials, for like timepieces, right, he might not have had the physical base layer, so to speak, to pursue competing in boxing. This is one that actually bothered me back. I was alive when this came out, and we saw this not too long after it came out. We didn't see it in theaters, but I had a problem with the title of the movie. So the assessment of this movie in terms of being a male Cinderella story. So Cinderella is a lady, a young female, single, who is kind of a housekeeper of sorts. Which I've done one more recent portrayal of Cinderella 2021 film, but the story comes long before that. And she kind of overcomes all odds, I suppose, to fall in love with a handsome, charming prince and marry the prince and move into the royal palace. So in terms of men using Cinderella for a man, I say as a she, her, hers, if you want it to count as a Cinderella story, there is a very strong, the core of Cinderella is about heart and falling in love, which, because he already has the woman and already has children, disqualifies this from being a true Cinderella story, like based on the actual like original story, which was about a female, not a male. Okay, so it gets that ding for me of not the proper name and not respectful of the original story, which is about love. All right, even though they invoke the financier or whatever the guy is, who's like, I saved my heart for my family, and what is it, my balls and brain are for business or something like that. Like about an hour and a half into the movie. I don't know if that's the exact hour, 31 minutes, something like that. I was just kind of like, yeah, Cinderella's still female though, and the heart of that female was love. Then ballsy quote doesn't make up for the lack of the falling in love in the first place story, and that love transcending kind of social barriers to be together, and a tumultuous home environment and that kind of stuff. So in that sense, it does not live up to the name Cinderella Man. in terms of respecting the original Cinderella story. I would also say it... So, why am I getting that? It's a great movie. The name does not match nor respect the original Cinderella. And there's also, with this original Cinderella story, there's a bit of defying social norms. And I'd say the Great Depression in 1920s and 1930s, you know, somebody rising against all odds to overcome poverty, yada, 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 is pretty standard for sports. So it's not really against social norms in that sense. Okay. I will say, anything else? So I give the movie, I give 5 out of 5. Not the right title, per my perspective, though. There is a lyric music video for Cinderella Man, a song by Eminem. Doesn't one of them have boxing glove in the animation? So it's like, it doesn't have like an official music video for Cinderella Man, but there is an animated like lyric video, and there's like gloves, boxing gloves in there. I was like watching this and I was like, yeah, I think that's right. The song and music video came out after this film. I don't know if it's inspired by this film. But yeah, that one. Do I like the song more than the movie? You know, I don't really like a lot of the music of Mr. Marshall Mathers, Triple M, and Mr. Marshall Mathers, Eminem, also known as Eminem. I did like Cinderella Man, however. Was that the album Recovery? So there we go. I would say, so yeah, perhaps I like the song better than the movie, per my tastes. However, for the essence of that song and the essence of this movie, for all I know, this inspired that, but I don't actually know. So there we go. Those are my movie notes on Cinderella Man, 2005 film, 29 December 2024 viewing.